All right, so here's the final round of Elite 8 entities for cryptocurrency. Right now, we got the LLC as the 1 seed versus the Irrevocable Trust as the 6 seed. And believe it or not, this is a surprisingly close matchup here. So with the LLC, they do offer charging order protection when you're personally sued. And this is why we like setting up LLCs in states like Wyoming. That could be used as a holding company for real estate, or they could be used to hold paper assets like stocks and crypto. The benefit there is that if you're personally sued, the assets are far more difficult to reach if, a creditor gets a judgment against you in court. Now, their opponent, the Irrevocable Trust, I'll be honest, they have merit on their own. Using an irrevocable trust is kind of like a safe deposit box. You put assets into the safe and they're protected after a certain period. But a downside to using the irrevocable trust, and this is something that a lot of promoters out there don't tell you about, is that you're subject to a compressed tax bracket. So if you have an irrevocable trust and it generates income over $16,000 in a year, any income above that $16,000 figure, you're subject to 37% taxes. And that's something that's overlooked, and a lot of promoters out there simply don't cover this. Now, it is true that irrevocable trusts do offer asset protection. However, there's a lot more legal uncertainty around them. A lot of states don't recognize them, and there are several cases out there where judges have invalidated irrevocable trust, which allows creditors to reach the assets in them. Another thing is that irrevocable trusts are far more costly to set up than using an LLC. And there's also maintenance issues. Maintaining irrevocable trusts is really expensive. Another thing is just their utility. I think they can be really handy for people who are high net worth individuals. But, if your net worth is under $1 million, I would just stay away from them. So, the irrevocable trust does offer some benefits here, but I got to go LLC over irrevocable trust. LLCs they're the best entity for crypto for a lot of reasons. They offer the charging order protection. They're very affordable. And they're also very flexible too. They can be flexible in how they're taxed or managed. So, the LLC was the 1 seed, but they do take the cake here. And another thing I should mention is that if you have crypto that you want to protect, my team at Corporate Direct has a specific package that's tailored for crypto investors called Digital Guard. And you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation with one of our specialists by going to corporatedirect.com or clicking the link in my bio. So make sure to check that out. And look, if you guys have any suggestions for doing another Elite 8 entities for a different purpose, go ahead and subscribe and follow, and leave a comment leaving me your recommendation. I'll see you guys in the next one.